Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today guys we're going to be jumping down into the world of XRP and taking a look at what's been going on most recently and what we would expect to happen next. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I do appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, tap in the bell, selecting all the notifications, and in doing so you will not miss another video update. And if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, you guys are missing a trick. It is the first place that we go to notify you of the ins and the outs of the crypto space, so why not join it? It's completely free. Link is in the description down below. Let's make a start. XRP paired up with USDT here. This is the hourly chart and Binance is our data source. And well, not much has really overly changed since we last did an update here on XRP. As you can kind of see, we're still ranging sideways. Both of our options that we were last talking about, the option to go to 42.36 or down to 37.01, are both still valid as we continue this sideways trading activity just here. So what I want to do is try to see if we can narrow this down any more, as to see if we've got a higher probability of an upward move or a higher probability of a downward move. Like I said before though, it doesn't generally matter which one of these plays out as long as we have a plan of action for when one of these actually does get hit, right? So we either go up to the fix, then we know that that's an area that we want to potentially short the market, okay? And if we end up going down towards the 37.31, then that's the area that we want to go long on the market, okay? So we want to understand that we want to have a plan for either of these options, but let's see if we can narrow it down just a fraction more. Now, from our stochastic RSIs, we can see that we are overbought on the 4-hour chart just here, not on this hourly chart. We're actually looking to come down a little bit on the downward momentum here on the 1 hour. We need to check out the 8-hour and the daily and the weekly. Okay, so that's going to help us understand kind of those different time frames, what is going on. So we come over to the 4-hour, you can see that we're only just coming up into this overbought area, meaning that actually, yeah, we're not looking so good. Okay, we have a divergence in terms of price action. Let me draw this on. Okay, so from this upper area here, this is when we were last up in this overbought area just here, to being overbought where we are right now. If I draw a trend line, you can kind of see here that we are now a lower high, okay, a lower high yet back up in this overbought area. Okay, so just kind of keep in mind that that is usually quite a negative, basically showing us that we're losing momentum to the upside. Okay, so on the 4-hourly chart, we've still got a little bit of progression here. I don't think we're fully done, so just keep that in mind. On the 8-hour chart, we've got loads of progression to the upside though, so we might see a small pull to the downside and then another push to the upside in order to allow us to go from oversold to overbought on our 8-hour chart here. Okay, we are losing a little bit of traction here, as you can kind of see on this stochastic. You can kind of see, let me actually grab a trend line on this one. If we go ahead and put this on, you can kind of see that we're moving down a little bit. So if we were to think of this, are we going to test this higher range here just to move up and then pull back down and so forth? We'll keep an eye on that 8-hour chart. The 12-hour is oversold, the 16-hour chart is oversold, the 20-hour is oversold, the daily is overbought. So I'm thinking there's definitely some short-term action to the upside to be had here. So we maybe are progressing towards that 42.36. There's definitely a momentum shifting to the upside, but we haven't really seen terribly too much. We've seen Bitcoin move to the upside quite a bit, but XRP not so much. So there's definitely not really too much in the way of participants wanting to get too involved when it comes to XRP here. So that could be a concern for us. We could go from oversold to overbought on some of those timeframes without doing terribly too much action on the price. So keep that in mind. Like I said, if we do go to the 42, then we can go down and short the market, and if we do go down to the 37, then we can go long on the market. So just kind of bear that in mind. Now, with all that being said, the daily chart, of course, is overbought. The weekly chart is about halfway through here and still has loads of progression to the downside to be had. So don't think this is over just yet. And I know a lot of people are kind of hopeful that maybe the lawsuit is going to kind of come to conclusion. I don't think we're going to be there just yet. I still think that's going to be next year. So I do expect some more volatility in here. Wouldn't be too surprised if we revisit the supply area just at the top here, being that 42.36% range. Once that is done though, I would anticipate a move to the downside, and looking at everything I've got drawn up here, I am estimating about 26 cents to complete our bigger macro structure. But until that happens, until we actually see the momentum stacking up correctly for that, I'm not so sure we're going to get there anytime soon. I could be wrong. We could just see a big red candle just dropping us down there. I don't think there's a lot in the news that's going to kind of create this kind of move to the downside. So I can't estimate. I don't think there's going to be anything that's going to create that from a news point of view or negative kind of point of view, kind of being pushed by the media or anything like that. So I think generally it's going to just be a slow grind to the downside to hit that 26 cent. But there'll probably be a fair few bounces going around in it as well. So I think, as we continue to range sideways, I'm not going to get too involved. This market is one that's going to be quite difficult. As I said, 1% of the successful 1% of traders will know to avoid these kind of markets, wait for one of these scenarios to play out and then act accordingly. So yeah, I think we've got the higher probability of a move to the upside, but I won't get involved and I'm not going to gamble on that. I'm going to wait for this one to play itself out and see where things land. I'm going to leave this video right there, just a brief update. There isn't terribly too much more to talk about here with XRP at this point in time. So if you have found this useful, hit the like button, and if you're new, subscribe. Don't forget to join us down in Discord, of course, guys. It is the centralized hub of everything that we do. It's the first place we notify you of ins and the outs of the crypto space, so why not check it out? Linked in the description below. Guys, until the next one, have a fantastic day.